Block 3, stretch. My name is Tim. We're going to build this split squat mechanic from the ground up. Equipment wise, just you, your mind, maybe something to prop yourself up on, maybe a towel or some sort of pad to put on your knee. But other than that, it's pretty bare bones. Let's get to work. All right, today is all about building the split squat. So what we want to think about now, and I'm going to kind of build upon this as we go, is finding a movement and then doing a bunch of different position stretches, activation, techniques to try to build that mechanic of that movement pattern, right? So squat, what we want to think about is knee joint. How do I bring that hamstring down to the calf while keeping that foot in contact with the ground to create as much tension in that quad as possible? That's why we do this forward and down type of mechanic. So let's go ahead, let's get into a split stance position. Just recapping, we want to be on train tracks, not tightrope. So about hip width to shoulder width apart, wherever you feel more balanced. Big thing is on that back foot, toes dug into the ground, front foot dug into the earth. Now from here, the motion's gonna go down and forward like I'm going down an escalator, right? So just getting a different stance. So here, lined up, I'm going down, forward, trying to bring this calf to that hamstring or that hamstring to the calf. So loading down, forward, a lot of extension in the back leg. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna work ankle dorsiflexion, we're gonna work hip extension, and then we're gonna work this kind of co-contraction. We're gonna take these pelvis and separate it and try to create that stability of that front leg hip flexion and that back leg hip extension simultaneously. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna open up with a test. So let's go ahead, right foot forward, left foot back. Let's just get a 4-0-4-0 tempo for 3 reps each side on split squat. So the first leg, let's go right foot forward, left foot back. We're gonna go down, 4, 3, 2, 1, push, 4, 3, 2, 1, down, 4, 3, 2, 1, up, 4, 3, 2, 2, down, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's switch. Now we're gonna go left foot forward, right foot back, down, 4, 3, 2, 1, up, 4, 3, 2, 1, down, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 2, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 3. All right, now no warm up, doing that cold, probably felt a little tight some places. Make a mental note. Where were you tight? Was it ankle? Was it a back hip flexor? Did you lose position at the bottom? Did you hinge a little bit coming out of the bottom position? Did you have a hard time maintaining that tension? So make mental notes. We're gonna build upon that. So we're gonna open up with cars. Again, controlled articular rotations, working on neck all the way down to toe. Take you through step by step. We're gonna do this for time instead of for reps. So you're thinking quality, not quantity. Get as many quality reps as you can in the quantity. All right, let's open up with neck. Find a good base position, feet hip width apart, nice, steady, strong position to move. Let's go ahead, bring that chin down towards your chest, rotate towards your left shoulder, drop the ear, circle all the way around, bringing that ear to the opposite shoulder, rotate, bring it back to the start. We're gonna continue in that direction for 30 seconds, and then I'll let you guys know when to switch. Thinking about making that circle as big as you can, 1 mile per hour, trying to rotate through as much of a range of motion as you can. If you feel any pain when you get to that closing angle or that small angle side, just simply go through a little less range of motion. Once you get to the start, reverse directions. Now we're going the opposite direction, just going 1 mile per hour, trying to make that circle as big as you can through each rotation as you can. You might find you have a little bit more range or a little bit more fluidity with movement, one way versus the other. That's normal. We are naturally asymmetrical, meaning we have a difference from left to right. This is why we put so much emphasis on unilateral movements within our program. When you finish this rep, go ahead, relax. We're gonna move it down the spine. Give yourself a little bear hug. We're gonna bring our chest down towards the ground. We're gonna rotate towards your left, drop your left shoulder, circle all the way around. When you get to the start, keep going in that same direction, 1 mile per hour. Try to make that circle as big as you possibly can. Circle all the way around. Remember, if you feel a pain in that closing angle side, aka the small side, that means we have a little bit of an impingement going on. We just want to take a little bit of range of motion off. If you feel a lot of pain, you may need to stop entirely. But as we're going through this, try to explore as much space as you can. Finish the rep that you're currently on. Let's reverse direction. Going 1 mile per hour. Try to make that circle as big as you possibly can. Locking in that joint above, which would be your neck, and that joint below, which would be your hip. Only thing moving is your entire spinal column from your tailbone to the bottom of your neck. And finish the rep that you're currently on, and we'll come back to the start. Now we're going to go arms out in front, closed fist, because we want to isolate that scapula. Now we're going to retract our shoulder blades back, elevate your shoulder blades up, push your shoulder blades forward, bring your shoulder blades down. If this is backwards, we're going to keep going backwards for 30 seconds. So this one direction, retract, elevate, protract, depress, and keep circling forward. Imaginary shelf our hands are sitting on, so our hands can go forward and back, but we want to avoid them going up and down. Finish the rep that you're currently on, get back to the start, now we'll reverse. Protract, elevate, retract, depress. Now we're moving a forward circle. Again, hands forward and back, not up and down. 1 mile per hour here. Take your time. Try to make that circle as big as you can. You'll notice you'll get a little fatigued in that mid and upper back. This just means that we're moving through a little bit more of a range or more focus than we normally do, which is all natural. As we go through this, you might find a crampy sensation. That just means we're entering ranges that we're not accustomed to, and your body's trying to find a way to either accommodate that range or maybe possibly get out of it. These are now potential that we're adding into it. So the more comfort we get at that range, the better we're going to be at that range. We're going to move on to shoulder. Let's go left side. Point your thumb pointed straight out. The first move is going to be up, across. Keep that thumb pointed out as long as you can. When you get to that ear, start to rotate that bicep in. That thumb will come forward. Then reach that arm behind. We're going to keep that rotation going till we get to that pocket. Now that thumb should be pointed behind us. Reverse that direction. You'll feel a block. Then we start to unrotate or unravel and just retrace our steps. We're going to do this one for 60 seconds. So we're going to keep going back and forth from forward to back to forward for 60 seconds, trying to accrue as many quality reps as we possibly can. Remember, we're looking for quality, not quantity here. 1 mile per hour, lock that rib cage in, thinking about creating as much of a circle as you possibly can. Excellent work. Keep it going. And let's finish this rep that we're currently on, and then we'll flip to the other side. Now we're going to go right side, thumb pointed out. Bring it all the way to your ear. Bring that arm all the way back. Reverse direction, 1 mile per hour here. Thinking about tick-tocking forward and back to forward. As you get to those like sticky parts, the top of the shoulder, that extended position of the shoulder or when the arm's pointed back, create as much tension throughout your body is the concept called irradiation, meaning that we're trying to create tension or stability to access more range in a particular joint. This is a really important concept to start to establish during cars, that concept of irradiation, to access more range and get more out of the actual exercise. Pails and rails, even breathing. The more we can focus on locking in certain joints, there's a concept called centration of locking in a joint to create more stability and more output. Same concept with the radiation. Create more stability throughout your body. Create this almost Valsalva type of mechanism. Let's finish this rep that we're currently on. We're going to move on to elbow. So thumbs pointed out. We're going to flex at the elbow. Get all the way up to your bicep hitting your forearm. Rotate your thumbs inward. Come on back down. Reverse direction. We're going to just tick-tock back and forth in this pronated to supinated, aka holding soup, dumping the soup, for 3 reps here, not necessarily for time. Awesome. Once you finish with 3 reps, we'll bring your hands up to 90 or elbows up to 90 degrees, palm in a supinated position. Close your fist. Let's bring your fist down towards the ground, and we're going to make a clockwise circle for 3 reps. And then a counterclockwise circle for 3 reps. We're going to move into hip. If you need something stable, like a wall or even a chair, by all means, please grab one. We're going to work on hip, and the more balance and stability we have, the more range we'll have. We're going to do the same thing we did on hip as we did shoulder. So whatever leg, inside arm's going to be holding. Let's bring that knee all the way up towards your chest, as high as you can. Rotate that shin inward. Pull that knee out wide, reach that heel behind, keeping your torso nice and tall, circulating back and forth for 60 reps. This one's going to bring more attention to creating stability. So as I bring that knee out and I rotate that heel behind, that torso is going to want to dump the opposite way. That's creating space. And you'll notice that position when we get into our flexibility work, aka pails and rails. And this is trying to create space that my hip doesn't have. So I'm going to dump my torso away to give myself the perception of having space in that joint, where I'm literally just trying to find a way to compensate in that direction. So fight that now. Create this active range of motion as you're going through that hip. So knee up, rotate, bring that heel behind you, keeping that torso nice and tall and rigid, almost stoic, and then bring it around. Finish the rep that you're currently on, and we'll flip to the other side. Bring that knee up, rotate, heel behind you. Awesome. We're going to tick-tock back and forth here for 60 seconds, keeping your torso rigid, stance leg strong. Use that inside hand to give you more stability. Irradiate is that term. Create tension through your body so we can get more from that targeted joint action. Knee up, knee out, rotate, pull that heel back in. We're just going to tick-tock back and forth, 60 seconds here, thinking about getting as many quality reps as you can. That sticky part, create tension. Again, these high volume sets, these elongated sets, 60 seconds, you'll feel some kind of tension, some sort of crampy sensation. Fight through. Okay, now we're going to go back down to knee. Same thing as elbow. We're going to do this for reps. Knee and elbow are same joint. Ankle and wrist are same joint. Hip and shoulder are same joint. So we're going to train them exact same from top to bottom. All right, so heel pulled in towards your hamstring. Rotate your knee out. So now where heel is pointed in and that toe is pointed out. Extend the knee. Pull that heel back in. Rotate that shin pointed in, so heel's pointed out. Extend, back in. We're just going to tick-tock back and forth here for 3 reps. Once you're done with 3 here, we'll lock out the leg. We're going to lock out that knee because once we start to move that ankle, the more that knee is flexed, the more that shin can move, or that tibia. That can alter the range of motion or perception, again, a compensation. So lock that knee out, create centration in that knee, point that toe towards your shin, heel in, toe in, make a circle clockwise for 3 reps. Feel all that tension and counterclockwise. Try to move through as full circle as possible. Perfect. Let's go to the other side. Pull that heel in, rotate that shin out. So toes pointed out, heels pointed in. Pull that heel back in, reverse. We're going to go 3 each way there. And then we'll go ahead and lock that leg out. Make a clockwise to counterclockwise circle. Perfect. Now, we're going to go on to toe here. So in toe, feet are going to be hip width apart. Thinking about all 5 toes are in contact with the ground. You should be able to feel the ground. This is the biggest proprioceptive organ we probably have that we're not using, meaning that the more I can feel the ground, the more I can use all 5 of my toes, the better strength from the foot up I'll have. So let's go ahead and increase the range, increase the stability, increase the function of your feet by learning how to re-educate them by moving them. All right, so let's go ahead. 5 toes are in contact with the ground. Pick your big toe up as high as you can and hold. So big toe is now elevated, 4 little toes are staying. Place that big toe back down on the ground. Let's repeat that again. Big toe back up and back down. Let's do one more. Big toe up and back down. Now, big toe is going to stay on the ground. Now we're going to lift our 4 little toes up. So big toe down, 4 little up, back down. Big toe down, 4 little up, back down. Big toe down, 4 little up. Great. Now let's lift all 5 toes up off the ground. So now my 5 digits are away from the ground. My whole heel and base of my foot is on the ground. Touch your big toe down. Back up, down, back up, down, back up. Now what we're going to do is spread our toes as wide as we can. And we're going to try to touch from our pinky toe down to our big toe, 1 toe at a time, like we're piano keying down. So pinky toe first, second, third, fourth, and then big toe. All 5 toes back up. Second, third, fourth, fifth, big toe back down up. And then we're up again. Spread, pinky down to big toe. Awesome. We got one more drill. Let's get into an all 4s position. So our base position for quadruped, hands and knees. Not just hands and knees, but shoulders stacked over wrist, hips stacked over knees. From here, we're going to go through cat camel. Thinking 1 segment at a time. So pull your head up. So now I'm in cervical extension. Bring my chin down and then push my upper back towards the ceiling. Trying to pull each one of my vertebrae up, 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 and then you'll get to your tailbone. Tailbone will dump behind and down. Now from here, start at the tailbone, and then 1 segment at a time, bring each one of your vertebrae close to the ground, get towards your neck, and then elevate that neck again, and then we're just going to snake back down. And then back up. Back down. And back up. Awesome. Now we're going to go into a second position. So we're going to bring our hips back towards our heels. So I'm in this now collapsed position. And what this is doing is taking this lumbar out of the equation, right? So now my lumbar is completely locked in. So now what I've done is create that centrated effect or that locked joint effect. And now I'm gonna have to get more range from somewhere else, which will come from the upper back, aka the thoracic spine. So we're just gonna go through the same movement. Start off with extended, bring that chin down, so now I'm flexed. 1 segment at a time, pushing my vertebrae up and back. Go till you feel a block, and then reverse direction. And we're just going to snake up and down, almost like a slinky going down the stairs. 1 vertebrae moving at a time, trying to create a smooth, gradual transition up and down. We'll go 1 more rep. And then we'll transition forward. Then we're going to get down to our elbows. So now we're going to block our upper back, and now we're going to focus on our lumbar. So extended, flex. Push as much of your vertebrae as you can towards the sky. And now we'll get down to that tailbone. Reverse. All the way back up. 3 up. 3 down. Awesome. Okay, that is our card. So let's line up that front foot down, that back knee down. We're gonna load up dorsiflexion. So heels flat on the ground, get into a stretch position. From here, we're just gonna hold here for 2 minutes, trying to relax into that position. We want knee pushed out over the toe, keeping your heel flat, trying to get emphasis on dorsiflexion. So we're just gonna start from the bottom up, thinking about trying to get as much ankle range of motion. So when I'm going down, that's not the limiting factor. 2 minutes here, we'll go into pails and rails. So that's gonna be the key here, is I'm just gonna pick a movement pattern going forward and just try to develop it or architect it by joint, so we have as much stability, control, range of motion as possible as we go through these things. 30 seconds in, 30 seconds to go, or a minute and a half to go. Big key here is just trying to get as comfortable and relaxed as possible into these stretch positions. We're gonna work ankle dorsiflexion. We're gonna work hip extension and actually hip flexion to try to build that pattern into the position that we want. Try to relax that breath. Big thing on all these stretches, in through the nose, out through the mouth, trying to get comfortable in that position. We're also going to do a little bit of different technique here. So we're going to do a combination of thinking about that actual joint, or the tissues around that joint, and trying to eccentrically load tissues with a lot of connective tissue. So for instance, this is going to be Achilles. There's a lot of connective tissue there. So the Achilles tendon, soleus is pretty much just majority connective tissue. So we're going to do eccentric neural grooving as opposed to more of this concentric orientation like liftoffs and holds. So I'm just making a mental note of that, and I'll go through that when we get to each joint. But we're going to do pails and rails here, and then we're going to progress that into actual eccentric neural grooving, which is more connective tissue. 10 seconds. Pails, we're driving the foot down, so we're pressing down on the gas pedal. Rails, we're pulling the foot away, so we're trying to lift our foot away from the gas pedal. Here we go. Deep breath in, pack it down, drive that foot down to the ground, 20%, 40%, 60%, 80%. Safest, greatest here, and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse by lifting that foot away. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and see if you can sit deeper into that stretch. So now we're a minute here, trying to capitalize on this newfound space that we created in that joint. Once we're done with a minute, we're gonna go into eccentric neural grooving. So it's gonna be a pales contraction, so I'm driving that foot down, and then I'm gonna load eccentrically the tissues that I'm trying to plantar flex or push that foot into the ground. So we'll adjust our position a little bit out of this stretch. So we're gonna go from this now beginning position that we were before we did pails and rails into this eccentrically loaded end range, by contracting the tissues on the side that we're trying to stretch, or the open angle side. 15 seconds, and then we'll get out of the stretch and we'll move into our position for eccentric neural grooving. Okay, so let's get that shin a little bit more perpendicular to the ground, not a whole lot. From here, we're going to drive that foot down, press the gas pedal, and then we're going to load eccentrically, keeping your heel down for a 10-second load, and then we're going to move out of that position again. We're going to do 5 reps. So let's pack the air down, drive that foot down to the ground like we're pressing down on the gas pedal, and load forward. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Press. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Press. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. Press. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. Press. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 4. Press. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 5. Okay, so we're going to get into a new position here. So stay with the same foot and knee position here. We're going to go into a split stance hip flexor stretch. So from the side, looks like this. I'll stay facing you. All right, so let's get, sometimes referred to as a Spider-Man lunge. So we're going to get lined up here. Now you're going to get that front foot dug into the ground, and then you're just going to think about driving your back hip down to the ground while keeping your knee away from the ground. So in this position, try not to arch your back. Think about taking the top part of your hip just below your belly button and drive that down. You should feel a tremendous stretch on the front side part of your leg, not necessarily feeling a pinchy sensation in your back. And that probably means that that tilt is turning into a direction that we don't want, so we want to be focused and cognizant of that. Holding here for 2 minutes. Trying to relax your breath. A little bit more challenging position. You might feel groin adductor on the front side as well. That's because you're in a pretty deep squat position. And that's going to be another tissue that we're going to try to stretch with our front foot elevated. Relax here. So we're a minute in, minute to go. We're going to get into pails by pushing our hip or contracting our back glute, and then rails by driving down into the ground. And I'll coach you guys through that. "30 seconds. So pails, when I say start to contract, you're going to contract your glute as hard as you can. And then from rails, you're going to drive that hip into the ground, keeping that back glute contracted. Let's take a deep breath in, pack the air down. Start to contract your backside glute, 20%. Ramp up to 40. Ramp up to 60. Ramp up to 80. Now your safest, greatest, and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then drive the hip down, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and see if you can hold that newfound end range. If you felt a pinchy sensation in that lower back, try to move a little bit out of that position or walk around, shake it out a little bit. "30 seconds. Mm. 10, 5, and relax. Okay, so move a little bit out of that stretch. So now we're going to work eccentric neural grooving because there's, again, a lot of connective tissue here. So that front part of the hip, psoas pretty much pulls from that hip all the way to the back of the back. You got your rec fem, which is what they call a biarticular muscle because it attaches to your knee and your hip. And then just all of the other connective tissue within that front part, like iliacus and some other muscle groups. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull the leg forward, doing a what they call a pails contraction, right? So I'm pulling that knee forward. So imaginary towel, trying to bunch up in front of me, and then rails. I'm going to go eccentrically loading. So pails pulling forward, going into a hip flexor stretch for 10 seconds. for 5 reps. Okay, let's contract by pulling that knee forward, and then we're going to go into a stretch. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And contract. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. And contract. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. Contract. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 4. And contract. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 5. Okay, so now we're going to go to our back. So remember, I just had my right foot up on the ground. That's the foot or the leg we want to use. So if you have your left, make a mental note we're using our left. Okay, so we just worked ankle dorsiflexion, hip extension. Now we're going to work hip flexion. So we're going to pull this leg towards our chest, getting as much as we possibly can. Now the big note here is that back knee has got to be glued to the ground, right? So we're going to pull that knee to our chest. You may or may not feel a deep stretch here. And there's some times that when we do some of these stretches in these positions, that we don't feel a whole lot of tension at this passive end range or this more pulling into the position. That's okay. But when we get to the active portion, you'll probably feel a lot of crampy sensation, especially at this much of a hip flex position. So keep in mind that not everything's going to be an absolute 10 on the Richter scale for tension or uncomfortableness, but there's going to be a point where it's going to get challenging because you might just have a lot of passive range and not a whole lot of active range, or what we call mobility. All right, so we'll hold here for another minute. Relax your breath. Try to get into this stretch position. There's a kind of a note too of like, if we have a lot of passive range here, meaning that you can get here comfortably without much opposition or stretch. We don't really need to hold these stretch positions as long, but still kind of important to think about the setting the stretch, trying to get comfortable here. Okay, so pails, and this will feel weird because you're pulling with your knee down. You're pulling your knee down. You're going to push your heel towards the wall and blocking with your hands, right? So you're not going to be able to go full tilt on like a leg press, but you're blocking with your hands, driving this heel towards the wall in front of you. So I'm trying to push my foot that way on my pails, ramping up to 100, holding that for 10. At the end of that 10, I'm going to release my hand. I'm going to try to pull this knee further back towards my armpit while keeping my other leg glued to the ground. We'll do 10-second pails, 10-second rails. At the end of that rails, we'll re-grab it, hopefully at a deeper length than when we started. Hold that for a minute, and then we're going to go some holds as opposed to eccentric neural grooving. Because there's a lot more now, like we're going to get into the more, what they call origin of the psoas, so the upper fibers. Point being is we're really trying to get a deeper hip flex position and might just come from active or concentric type of strength. All right, let's take a deep breath in, pack the air down, drive that heel to the wall in front of you, 20%, 40%, 60%, 80%. Now your safest, greatest, pushing away, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and pull, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Re-grab, hopefully in a little deeper stretch position than when you started. All right, so we're going to hold here for another 30, and then we're going to get ready for some passive range holds. So we're at a deeper end range. We're going to release, go into that rails direction or pulling that knee into my armpit. Hold that for 5 for 10 reps. 15 seconds here, guys, and then we'll get into it. All right, let's take a deep breath in, pack the air down, pull that knee or that, remove your hand, keep the knee pulled in, and go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pack, release. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Pack, release. 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. Pack, release. 5, 4, 3, 2, 4. Pack, release. 5, 4, 3, 2, 5. Pack, release. 5, 4, 3, 2, 6. Pack, release. 5, 4, 3, 2, 7. Pack, release. 5, 4, 3, 2, 8. Pack, release. 5, 4, 3, 2, 9. And pack, release. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 10. Okay, shake that leg out. Get a drink if you need it. We're going to repeat that whole process now in the opposite leg. Okay, so just had my right foot on the ground, left knee. I'm going to flip it. So now I'm going to go left foot on the ground, ankle dorsiflexion, trying to get into a deep ankle flex position. 2-minute stretch here. So we'll go ankle dorsiflexion, pails and rails, eccentric neural grooving, that split stance, Spider-Man lunge-esque hip extension, and then we'll go hip flexion in a supine position, and then we'll test again, right? And the idea is it's probably going to be one combination of better, same, or one aspect of better, same, or worse. The idea is we're trying to get better each time. Sometimes it'll be the same. Just either got to get more reps, more time, or maybe a little bit more intensity. There's a point of maybe it wasn't the right solution to that problem. Could have been a whole different thing entirely. Just strength at length, kind of thing. So maybe just get your ass in the weight room and keep busting out, getting after it, and split squats and everything else that we're doing. Minute in, minute to go. Focus here is on just trying to get something moving in the direction in terms of improving our mechanics on split squat. "30 seconds. Pails is pressing on the gas pedal. Rails is pulling away from the gas pedal. Okay, guys. Let's take a deep breath in, pack the air down. Let's start to drive that front foot into the ground, 20% of your strength, 40%, 60%, 80, safest, greatest, and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax it deeper into the stretch. We'll hold this for another minute. Move slightly out of that stretch, get into eccentric neural grooving. Next. I don't know if that breathing gets a little ASMR, but yeah. "15 seconds, guys. Okay. Move slightly out of that position. Let's press on the gas pedal. Load into dorsiflexion. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gas pedal, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Gas pedal, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. Gas pedal, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 4. Gas pedal, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 5. Okay. All right, so we'll get into that split lunge position. So 1 foot forward, that same foot forward, back leg back, both hands on the ground. 2-minute stretch, pails driving that, contracting that glute, rails driving that leg into the ground. And try to relax into this position. Each breath, try to get more and more comfortable. Again, you'll feel back leg, hip flexor, front leg, adductor, groin area, because you get into a deep lunge position. So big key here is just try to get comfortable. As you probably well experienced, probably the rate limiting step is going to be the arms as well. Good little isometric contraction. They talk about a lot in yoga is positions are going to be total body conditioning, right? So you're holding positions, you're getting strong in that position, you're trying to improve your relative strength, your awareness, your where do you feel tight, where do you hold tension. You know, it's all connected. Nothing's an isolated method. They all kind of have very high parallels, Pilates included as well. A lot more similarities than there are differences. Minute in, minute to go. Remember on pails, we're pulling that leg down into the ground, contracting your glute, and then on the rails, we're driving that hip down into the ground. So think contracting that quad, contracting that glute, and then when we get into the rails, driving that hip into the ground. Okay, so let's take a deep breath in, pack the air down, contract the quad, contract the glute, 20%. 40%, 60, 80, safest, greatest, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drive that hip into the ground, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Hold that stretch position. Christ, that's a hard one. We'll finish up with this stretch and we'll get eccentric neural grooving and then we'll go to our back. Fifteen seconds. And relax. Okay. So that knee goes down on the ground. Remember, we're going to go pull that knee forward, scrunch up the towel, load eccentrically for 10 seconds for 5 reps. So let's pull and then loading forward. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Pull. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. Pull. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 4. Pull. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 5. Okay, let's go to our back. Whatever foot was up now is going to be the one that you're pulling towards your chest for a hip flex position. So my left foot was on the ground, my right knee was on the ground. So that means I'm pulling my left leg towards my chest, trying to get into a deep stretch position here. You might find that you feel a little bit different now because you basically just cranked on a lot of the tissues and joints, fatigue setting in, all that, right? So one, finish strong, but two, that's the thing that we're doing on a more global level, that we're hitting one side and then hitting the other side, and everyone makes this like a little micro impact on that movement, the movement quality, the tension, the amount of control and range of motion you have. We just don't realize it as much when we're really targeting joints like we are here. So make a mental note as you're going through this to flip each side. Even when you're doing unilateral stuff within the weight room, try to go right arm, left arm in terms of first side you work in a set, just to be more conscious of that. Might also help you with counting and things like that as well. So 2-minute stretch here, pails, pushing that heel towards the wall, rails, pulling that heel or that knee towards your chest. We'll do 10 seconds each direction at the end of the rails, re-grab, and then we'll reset for some holds in that end range position, and then we'll pop up and do a better, same, worse test. All right, so let's get set up here for some pails. Pails, let's drive that heel towards the wall, 20%, 40%, 60, 80, safest, greatest, and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse by pulling 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and re-grab. Hold here for another minute, and then we'll set up for some holds. If you felt a lot of tension in your tibia anterior, you got to look at it from extension. It's all kinetically linked. So we have our calf, our hamstring, our glute. Flexion, we have our quad, we have our hip flexor, we have our quad, we have our tibia anterior. So all of this stuff is interconnected, right? There's slings and there's fascial lines and there's meridians and stuff. But the biggest key is just figuring out, when I'm in this deep position, why do I feel a lot of fatigue and tension here? Just might be where you hold tension, and that's part of the deal. And that might be where you start to lose your position. So you're increasing your stamina, you're increasing your strength, you're increasing your mobility, and you're increasing your awareness, which is maybe the bigger part of the battle. All right, let's take a deep breath in, pack the air, release the grip, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pack, release, 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Pack, release, 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. Pack, release, 5, 4, 3, 2, 4. Pack, release, 5, 4, 3, 2, 5. Pack, release, 5, 4, 3, 2, 6. Pack, release, 5, 4, 3, 2, 7. Pack, release, 5, 4, 3, 2, 8. Pack, release, 5, 4, 3, 2, 9. Pack, release, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 10. Whew. All right, shake it out. Let's pop up. Let's get into it. So let's go. The first leg you worked, so whatever foot was on the ground first, let's go that side forward. Now you're thinking in your head, I did this before, I felt tight certain things. So go back to those mental notes you took that you were required to take. Let's go into this front leg. So let's go down, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push, 4, 3, 2, 1. How'd that feel? Stop, shake it out. Let's go to the other side. Going down, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 questions. Was it better? Was it the same? Was it worse? If it's worse, maybe we did the wrong things, or maybe we just need more time, more intensity. If it was better, guess what? We did what we had to do. The same, okay, that's fine too, but we need to now figure out whether we need to push harder, or we need to get more volume, or we just need to increase our frequency. Okay, so let's finish off with some breathing. We're gonna go 3 positions to choose from. And the reason behind each position, it formats a different way for your body in space. So if my body is facing down, if my body is facing up, it's a different gravitational effect on that thorax, right? So if I'm pointing straight up and we have this negative pressure pulling air into our lungs from the diaphragm contracting, it's different when my torso is pointed down or an inverted position. Now we don't have negative pressure, we have the effect of gravity. So in a sense, I have to contract to inhale. We reverse it, we have to contract to exhale when we're inverted. And that goes into why we want to focus on inhale versus exhale, right? So in regards to the positions, if you really struggled with internal rotation, this one, if I was cramping a lot, I felt like I had nothing, you want to be inverted. And what that does is gets a little bit more of a bias towards exhalation or that breathing out. And the position we want to do with that is going to be an inverted position. We want hips stacked over knees, just like we did in the CARS multi-segmental spine. So hips stacked over knees, elbows on the ground. Now, the more I'm elevated in my knees, the more inverted I am. So we can grab a yoga block, we can place that underneath our knees just like such, and we can get more inverted. We can use books, we can use towels, we can have balance pads, do that. But the more inverted you are, the more effect you have on challenging exhalation. So if you really struggled with that internal rotation of the hip, you want to focus on a exhale bias strategy, AKA inversion. The second position, well, and I know this probably feels a little counterintuitive, but stick with me, is if you struggle with the external rotation with the legs in front, will be that crocodile position, just like we did in our prone shoulder external rotation. So I'm here. And what this is, instead, I know it feels like we're inverted still, but what this is instead is now I give myself some sort of resistance when I inhale. So exhalation for internal rotation, inhalation for external rotation limitation. So now I'm going to bias inhalation or breathing in because I'm giving myself resistance. So as I breathe in through the nose, I'm going to have to push my body away and I have to contract. I have to contract that diaphragm and I have to really pull that air in because I have some body weight resistance as I'm pushing it in. So crocodile if you struggle with external rotation. Now the final one would be a 90-90 with a internal rotation on the left side bias, and I'll show you what that looks like in a second. Where you want to focus on that, if you didn't really struggle with internal external rotation, but you might have felt the left side was a lot more restricted than the right side, specifically internal rotation wise, that's when you want to go a 90-90 internal rotation left side bias position. So what that will look like is I'm going to get a chair or a wall and set up with a 90-90 breathing position. I know that probably seemed confusing because we did 90-90 for our position to stretch, but the truth is it's the same 90 degree, just kind of a different angle, I guess. So from here, my heels are resting on a chair. I am now relaxed in this position. I want to pull my knees there. If you have a towel or yoga block, we're going to squeeze that between our knees. Remember we talked about abduction? So same thing, adduction now. And then I'm going to try to pull my left heel out and then point my right knee straight back. From here, I'm going to pull my heels down onto the chair or the wall. And what that's going to do is activate my hamstrings and then get my pelvis from this anterior to more posterior position. And what that will do is bias that internal rotation on the left side, and it's going to challenge the diaphragm to breathe against that, like what we call left AIC position. Now, torso matters quite a bit here. Remember, the lungs are different sizes from left to right. The heart's on the left side, the liver's on the right side. So what I'll do is, as I'm driving my left heel out, squeezing this yoga block between my knees, I'm going to take my left hand, place it on my ribs, and take my right hand, place it overhead. If you feel more comfortable just going inverted or crocodile, completely fine. But if you felt like, hey, I had a massive limitation on that left side during that hip internal rotation, that 90-90 position with the leg back, I really strongly suggest you go to that 90-90 position. Now, what we're going to do from here is pause, maybe play around with each one of those positions, and then figure out which one you're going to go from there. So if you need to stop right now, please do. Now we're going to go into the actual breathing cadence. So whatever position you are, we're going to go inverted, crocodile, or 90-90. We're going to go into this 4-4-4-8 or 4-4-8 fork tempo. So breathe in for 4, we'll hold for 4, we'll breathe out for 8, we'll hold out for 8. So I'll say 4-3-2-1, 4-3-2-1, 8-7-6-5, 4-3-2-1, 4-3-2-1, and we'll repeat. So we're going to find that position, and we're going to go through 10 cycles of that 4-4-8-4 tempo. All right, so whatever one you want to get into, let's go ahead and get into that now. So if I'm in a crocodile position, if I'm in an inverted position, or if I'm into this 90-90 position, let's go ahead and do so now. Get a couple breaths in that position just to kind of get comfortable. Remember, we're always going to breathe in through the nose. We're going to breathe out through the mouth. No matter what position we're in, whether it's inhale or exhale bias, it's still going to be controlled full air in through the nose, controlled pushing the air out exhalation. The imaginary breathing in through a straw is going to be kind of the metaphor we'll stick with. And we're going to do that for 10 repetitions, and I'll guide you through each one. All right, so let's get that position. We're now getting a couple breaths in. Let's start to get into this direction. So everyone breathe out. Now we're going to breathe in through the nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that air in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Push the air out through the mouth for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that air out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Repeat. Pull air in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the air out for 4, 3, 2, 1. And repeat. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now continue on for 5 more cycles. Thinking about filling in as much of that air in. Keep breathing. So we should be now moving into that hold, that exhale. If you're getting to that inverted position, exhale will get progressively harder and harder. You'll start to maybe get a little bit of lightheaded. Control that breath. If you need to take a break, take a pause, get out of that position for a second. Do so. Try not to make yourself to the point of passing out. If you're in that crocodile position, you're going to really struggle potentially getting into that inhale or that breathing in. If you're in that 90-90 position, you'll find that left leg's gonna wanna move out of that position. You'll find you'll start to squirm, you'll start to contort. It'll be harder to pull down on your heels. It'll be harder to squeeze that yoga block towel or book. It'll just be harder, right? So that's the goal, is to try to maintain that tempo. 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's a great tempo to keep on your own. So if you ever need 5 breaths in a good position, anytime you need to do that, we'll get a huge amount of benefit. Getting 5 cycles of that, 3 cycles of that. All right, so we should just be wrapping up that final inhalation or that final exhalation, and we can slowly move from that position. All right, so that concludes our breathing. Really good strategy to help finish off. If you ever need to do that post-session, great aspect of getting a really good targeted effect. All right, we'll break here, and that concludes Stretch for today.